I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hollywood Pictures presents Leslie Nielsen as a secret agent with a license to spill. He's going into the line of fire in the year's biggest cliffhanger. When the mission's this impossible, only one man's up to speed.
Next stop, Melrose, I think.
Spy Hard.
Houston, we have a problem.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 24th.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, and this is one of the requests for Johnny. Thank you so much. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, there are exceptions, but pretty much any type, you do request it either directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. Now, Spy Hard. Leslie Nielsen is greatly missed. I always enjoyed this guy, and I'm going to review some of his others thanks to Johnny, like the Naked Gun films and Dracula Dead and Loving It. And a big reason why those films worked for me is I really enjoyed Leslie Nielsen. I enjoyed his acting. I enjoyed how, no matter how goofy and how silly, he played it fairly straight, and that made it entertaining to watch. He had good comic timing. He had a good look to him with the white hair, and ever since Airplane, which might have been his first that he did, because before that he was a serious actor. Then after Airplane, people just thought of him more as a comedic actor. And with a lot of those films that Leslie Nielsen was in, like the Naked Gun films, like this, you have so many jokes being thrown out that some do hit. It's one of those, it's a bit hard to review because obviously with so many being thrown out, very rarely do I have a film where the majority of them work and makes the flick hilarious. Airplane is an example of that doing it. For me, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, Hot Shots Part 2. Like, people were to say what's my favorite parody movies, it would be National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, Hot Shots Part 2, Airplane, some others. I do like other movies like the Naked Gun films, which I'll talk about. And this is okay, but it's okay to me because the cameos were fun. You got Weird Al Yankovic, who sings the title song Spy Hard in the vein of a James Bond song. Mr. T appears at the very beginning. Ray Charles is the driver of a bus. Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, he plays this waiter with a feminine voice. Hulk Hogan has a cameo in the third act where Leslie Nielsen tags Hulk Hogan in. So that was enjoyable. Also the parodies, just the references where they reference, of course, James Bond, they reference Sister Act, they reference In the Line of Fire, True Lies, Pulp Fiction, Speed. Although I remember when I first saw this, I was really disappointed because I thought it was Leslie Nielsen's parody of Die Hard. That's what I thought it was going to be. And I wanted to see that film, and the fact I didn't get that always pissed me off when thinking of this movie. Like, how funny would that be if Leslie Nielsen, like, you did Die Hard, was your big basis. Like, Hot Shots Part 2, its main basis was Rambo 3. Which one of the reasons I love Hot Shots Part 2. Because so many of those are references to Rambo 3. Like, that's the central, like Loaded Weapon 1, its central is Lethal Weapon. You go to other ones, but it's Lethal Weapon. Probably Lethal Weapon 2, because that's the Leo Getz type of character. Here, it doesn't really have that. Maybe James Bond. And that's the thing, they went more James Bond. I wanted them to go more Die Hard. Like, I think that would be hilarious. Like, you imagine the jokes they would do with the, oh, I have no shoes, I have no socks. I'm not that imaginative or creative, but I would assume you did people who could do that. That'd be great. See, Leslie Nielsen, but that wasn't the case. The only reference to it is the title. I think there's actually some posters that reference that too, but nothing in the movie. It's like, you're called Spy Hard, and you don't have any fucking parody or reference to Die Hard? I thought that was a big mistake. With that said, I mean, your villain is Andy Griffith. Interesting choice for a villain. Mr. T's at the very beginning flying the helicopter for Leslie Nielsen's character, who's named WD-40. Ha ha ha. Mr. T gets blown up because the tape is the Mission Impossible self-destructing tape, so him and his chopper gets blown up. I find it ironic that on the A-Team, he was the character that did not want to be on a plane, and in this, they made Mr. T the guy who flies the chopper. I don't know if that was on purpose, but whatever. Maybe this was a reference to Cliffhanger. There's a moment where Leslie Nielsen grabs a girl near a cliff, but then the arm stretches and his big biceps bulge out. I say Weird Al Yankovic. I like Weird Al Yankovic. It was fun that he got to sing. He would never get to do a James Bond song, so this was the next best thing, I guess. And Weird Al seemed, he had some kind of friendship with Leslie Nielsen because he would appear in a couple of the Naked Gun films. He was in the first one where George Kennedy goes, "This isn't for you, Frank. It's for Weird Al Yankovic. That's his plane." And then Weird Al Yankovic arrived with Vanna White and Naked Gun 33 and a third. So yeah, I don't know if Weird Al was close friends with Leslie Nielsen or just coincidence. Andy Griffith, he gets blown up, but then he's still alive. It's many years later. Leslie Nielsen's character is retired. Andy Griffith wants to take over the world, has this female agent to this nose cone missile. You made jokes about dicks because Leslie Nielsen's character is Dick Steele. And so Andy Griffith goes, all the dicks you got won't stop me now. The reason Leslie Nielsen's out of it is because a parody of In the Line of Fire where there was bubble gum popping. I got some smiles out of this where because he heard bubble gum popping, all these other things popping, he got the president in the car, and then the car skids to the edge, and then Leslie Nielsen's feet skids to the edge like a car would, and some of the verbiage, the type of dialogue, you have a lot of this stuff where someone goes, a golf game. Oh, what is it, Dick? Oh, it's a game. People dress funny, drink is involved. They'll say something, someone will ask a question, and then someone will explain literally what their previous statement was. And I guess it depends how you like running jokes of that nature. That running joke I didn't mind. Charles Durning as Leslie Nielsen's boss. He has a running joke where anytime they meet with Charles Durning, he's always in a different costume because he's trying to hide. So he's trying to blend in with his environment. So he's either in the costume of a recliner or a costume that's part of the wall. And that running joke got old real quick. But like I said, Leslie Nielsen, I could enjoy for Mr. Nielsen. The way he took the dialogue and he went with it, where someone's talking about accident. He's like, "Well, come on, having a kid at 60, that's an accident. Having a piano fall on," how the hell did he word it? I think it was, "Having a kid at 60, that's an accident. Having a piano fall on you, that's bad luck." Lisa Soto, who is in Mortal Kombat, both of them, she plays a temptress who keeps hearing Leslie Nielsen's thoughts because this is a parody, and "You don't look like Swiss cheese," and Leslie Nielsen goes, "That's no Gouda." So you get lame lines like that. You get some, like I said, jokes that just don't hit the mark. Because I'm a fan of that era of movies, the parodies were fun. In The Line of Fire, Speed, Leslie Nielsen, this girl he likes, they're on a bus and there's some gang members, and then it won't stop, and Ray Charles is driving, and Leslie Nielsen puts his feet, you know that grate that Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock pull up and then they escape through. Leslie Nielsen puts his feet to try stop the bus with his feet. Get some decent stunt work because the bus on the outside, it does this big takeoff and it's at nighttime and it jumps and there's some nice practical stuff. I mean, even they try to do parody nowadays, it'd just be some cheap CGI and they go, "Oh, whatever, who cares, it's just a parody." Even with a film like this, they took some care with the practical stuff, like that scene there. The True Lies joke I thought was fun, where Leslie Nielsen gets on a horse and the bad guy is chasing on a lawnmower that's like a motorcycle. And then you have the scene where, remember Arnold on the horse, he stops, but Leslie Nielsen doesn't stop, and the horse is like, "Oh," they both fall in the pool. The bad guy's looking for him, and you see Leslie Nielsen in a fighter jet, and the guy freaks out, but then you realize the fighter jet is part of a billboard for the Marines. I mean, yeah, it's stupid, but that made me chuckle. I'll admit, that made me laugh. Oh, there's this bit where Leslie Nielsen has to have a witness at this place, and the place is a Home Alone type of kid. It's not Macaulay Culkin, but it's supposed to be like Macaulay Culkin. Just later when the bad guys start beating up the kid because he tries to do the Home Alone thing, and the bad guys ain't having it. So they start beating up the kid and they go, "This is for getting even with Dad. This is for my girl." They start beating him on it. It's been a while since I've seen this, so I forgot stuff like that, so that made me smirk. And when you watch parody movies like this, it'll depend how much you like Leslie Nielsen. If you don't give a shit about Leslie Nielsen, maybe give it a look because it's doing parodies of 90s films that you enjoy. Pulp Fiction, they do a parody of the dance scene. If you don't care about Leslie Nielsen, I don't know if you'll care much about the movie, but if you do, and I do care about Leslie Nielsen, it was at least a time waster. I didn't love it. I would put The Naked Gun above this. I'd probably even put Dracula Dead and Loving It above this. Airplane definitely above this. Airplane 2, which Leslie Nielsen wasn't in, but that's a sequel I really enjoy, Airplane 2. I would put that above this. So this is much better parodies, but this is... And the funny thing is, I think some of the writers were the Seltzer birder, the fucking idiots that would go do the goddamn... I forget if it was this or Naked Gun 33. I want to say it was this. the Seltzer burger bar, one of the assholes that did Epic Movie and Date Movie and all that shit. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Leslie Nielsen at this time said, no, we don't do this, we don't do that. Maybe he had a hold on them. And because he's the star. Well, he was the star in movie 3 and 4. Well, he wasn't the star of those. Maybe when he was the star, he put some control on the fucking writers. Maybe. I don't know. But even then, maybe that's why it's not as good as, say, The Naked Gun. Because of fucking writers like that. But yeah, the cameos were fun. Leslie Nielsen, miss him a lot. The director, he didn't do a lot of movies. Before this, he did those golf videos that starred Leslie Nielsen. Bad golf videos, whatever. That's really all the director had done. So it was like, that's the guy you hire as a director? Not much experience. But yeah, in retrospect, I do wish they had done a parody of Die Hard. I think that would have made the film even funnier, more interesting. But you know, they went for James Bond. Okay. So it's a flawed film, but like I say, if you're, this is better or worse than Wrongfully Accused? I don't know. I don't know. I probably give a little edge to this just because. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of 50-50 for, I don't know. With that said, oh, another joke they made is a Michael Jackson joke, but not the joke you think. This is when Michael Jackson, the hair on fire, so they're testing out an item, an air freshener with a flamethrower, and then Michael Jackson's on fire, not again, and jumps out the window. That, at least, is a bit funnier than years later if they did a Michael Jackson joke. It'd just be about little kids, which I don't think he did it, so maybe that's why I don't find the joke funny. Here, that's a joke I more tolerable. So, how was it? Spy Hard? Decent time waster, especially if you're a Leslie Nielsen fan like I am. I mean, it's better than 2001, A Space Travesty, whatever the fuck that was. Or films he did like Camouflage and shit. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.